Hello everyone and welcome to my bold and beautiful today update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Child games and adult situations. Douglas Forrester lets his passions be known and Lai does the same. These bold and the beautiful spoilers for September 18, September 22, 2023 show Douglas back in the limelight being his lovable and caring tone, indeed if he does cross a line or two. Also, Lai blasts her son while Sheila's life takes yet another turn. This is a week you won't want to miss. Eric takes a stage when Carter voices reservations. Katie and Donna choose a side before arguing it with Brooke. Douglas makes a sincere plea for hope. Lee advises Finn to get relief of Sheila formerly and for all. Cleric and Sheila fear when Hope arrives unannounced. Thomas is moved by Douglas's desire for their family to be reunited. Thursday, September 21, 2023 independently, Finn and Sheila make a decision about the other. Douglas delivers a romantic surprise. Cleric and Sheila's love affair takes an unanticipated turn. Hope ploys in Thomas's love and affection. In case you missed it, mornings on Soap Hub are for commentary or wild enterprise about the bold and the beautiful's current stories, where they are going, how they are doing, and occasionally just what we are hoping we will see in the near future in Los Angeles. We are particularly fond of this one, so please click then to read it. Eric and Ridge agree to duke it out on the runway, and RJ Forrester finds himself wedged in the middle. In the bold and the beautiful recap for September 14, 2023, Eric and Ridge decided to let their designs do the talking. May the stylish man palm. Bold and the beautiful recap highlights. In addition, Thomas and Hope picked back over from when we last left them. RJ and Luna grew ever closer, and Brooke had nothing but praise for Ridge Jr. Now let's dig a little deeper into what exactly happened. Father vs. son at Forrester Creations. Ridge pleased in the fact that his youthful son was eventually designing, which is all Ridge ever wanted to see him do from the time he was a trifling child, while all the while bemoaning his father's asseveration on completing this grand homestretch line. What on earth was Eric allowing? The fall season at FC has formerly been set in Gravestone, and Eric's old. He should have withdrawal on his mind, not work. Also, Ridge wants RJ at the office working with him. Despite Brooke's attempts to soothe Ridge's ruffled feathers, he declared that he must put an end to his father's plans. But how could Eric be induced not to do the collection? Ridge will need to embrace love and kindness and bid to explain that all the stress just isn't good for him. For her part, Brooke backed Ridge to the bow, but she advised against turning RG off designing ever. Ridge ultimately made his way to the Forrester manse and took in the living room, which had turned into the mecca of operations. He was mightily impressed by the sketches he browsed at. So impressed, in fact, that he floated the idea of folding them into his couture collection. But Eric wouldn't suck. This is his collection, his and RG's, and he doesn't want Ridge's opinion, not one iota of it. And what's more, he wasn't seeking Ridge's authorization to put it together and debut it. He was just going to do it. In response, Ridge extended his hand and agreed to let the buyers decide. The decision will be made with a good old-fashioned runway off. Associates and other suckers. Meanwhile, Hope spent her autumn seductively removing her clothes and trying on new vesture for Thomas's benefit. And there was some number stinking between them because sexy, rich people problems, having flirted up a storm with Luna and learned to his chagrin that her social media profile was set to private. RG soon joined Brooke at FC, where she talked up his design chops. The talk soon turned to Ridge and Eric's unfolding battle, and Brooke expressed her enterprises over Eric. RG took exception to the idea that his pops was trying to talk Eric out of completing his magnum number. Carter defends Eric. Hope is playing with fire. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Friday, September 15 indicate that Carter Walton will defend Eric Forrester. Meanwhile, Hope Logan continues to play with fire. Will she get burned? Bold and the beautiful spoilers highlights. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Carter is well apprehensive of the pressure at Forrester Creations and will try to diffuse the situation. Still, everyone at Forrester seems to suppose they're looking out for Eric by awaiting him to retire or indeed educate fashion. Eric clearly doesn't need the stress of designing. Still, Eric wants to prove that he has one further amazing collection in him before he retires or does anything differently. Eric may have named Ridge Forrester and Steffi Forrester co-CEO of the company, but Eric doesn't need anyone pushing him out the door and telling him he cannot design. Eric has laid down a challenge and Ridge has accepted. Carter Walton defends Eric Forrester. Carter is determined to get effects back on track at the office, and the first people he speaks to will be Brooke Logan and RJ Forrester. Brooke has been trying to explain to RJ why Ridge doesn't want Eric to do with this lying. Still, RJ is determined to help his forefather whether his parents like it or not. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Friday, September 15. Carter defends Eric. Hope is playing with fire. Carter will offer Brooke and RJ a memorial of the highlights of Eric's career. Eric was a hustler each by himself when he and Stephanie Forrester started Forrester Creations all those times ago. Eric has done a great deal for everyone at Forrester, and he deserves further than a little respect. None of them would be where they're without him. The Bold and the Beautiful. Hope Logan plays with fire. It seems that when Brooke was sermonizing to Hope how not to be like her, she left out a critical point. Do and play with fire, you might get burned. Hope and Thomas are going full speed ahead with their affair despite anyone's warnings, especially Brooke. After all, Brooke made her miscalculations in the history and Hope is entitled to do the same. Hope knows that Thomas was obsessed with her formerly ahead and that their ardent little affair could lead to that each over again. Still, Hope doesn't feel to be bothered by this. Hope feels that she has been honest about her passions and she doesn't owe Thomas anything further. Still, effects don't always go the way we plan. Will Hope end up getting burned by this relationship in the end? Eric stands up for himself. Eric Forrester isn't about to let anyone misdoubt his capacities. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Monday, September 18, 2023, has Eric defending himself and his grand plans. Tune in to watch all the drama play out. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers highlights Eric wants one last chance at greatness. He wants to see his designs on the runway and wow the crowd. He knows he's aging and his body is starting to betray him, so it's now or no way to take his last oath, and he wants to go out with a bang. Reasonable debieties. Unfortunately, his plans may feel a little too grand, and his good friend Carter voices his reservations. He's one of Eric's biggest title holders, but the last thing he wants to see is Eric wind up with egg on his face for featuring so big but under-delivering. Is Carter right to worry? He's all about recognizing the man who started it all, but he also wants to cover him. Is this all too important? Does it make sense for Eric to put himself out there like this? Eric's ready to rock. Eric's response to Carter's enterprises may take the Susurrus by surprise. Not only will Eric refute each and every one of them, but he'll take a strong stage. This is his company. This is his life. It's his time to shine. He plans on blowing them all down and showing them all he is one of the lords of the design world. In case you missed it, mornings on Soap Hub are for commentary or wild enterprise about the Bold and the Beautiful's current stories, where they are going, how they are doing, and occasionally just what we are hoping we will see in the near future in Los Angeles. We are particularly fond of this one, so please click then to read it.